Hey there, everyone. It's Denise Salcedo. I am at San Diego Comic-Con, and with me right now is the current CMLL World Women's Champion. We got Willow Nightingale, everybody. Willow, hey.
Hey there. How you doing, Denise?
Doing so good. Willow, I was so excited when I found out I was chatting with you because I'm like, okay, first of all, we have done, I think, 2 interviews before, but this is the first time, like, in person, sitting together, side by side.
Yes, yes. And you were always chipper, which is like, I love to have the energy matched, a little reciprocation. So great to see you in person, Denise.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. Well, I'm such a fan. You know that. I love your work so much. So I just want to start off first and foremost, how your Comic-Con experience is going so far. Are you also a booty champion? What's going on?
Yes, I am. And so the booty is in reference to we were at a pirate party. And so that's why it's Battle for the Booty. I went online and people are like, why isn't Sky Blue in the match? Where's Kiera Hogan? And I'm like, okay guys, let's chill. It's on theme. So yeah, now OC and I are officially tag champions together.
Booty tag champion.
Booty, AEW, crossover with Adult Swim champs. Yeah, it's not something I would have predicted at the start of the year, but here we are. Oh,
There it is.
here he's coming, double champed up. This is
Yep, there you go.
bananas.
Look at that. Wow.
Wait, I gotta do one of these. Sorry, this is a little awkward to get into.
Do your thing. I'm like smacking you with the mic while you're trying to do it.
Yeah, this feels right.
That's
Yeah,
right there.
get on over
Yeah,
here.
but I have to go with this other interview. So can I have that one back?
You can take it back.
Thank
Yeah,
I feel I appreciate
we're all
it.
champs here.
Yeah, you're just doing it to make me feel good about not having anything in my backpack. So I appreciate it.
Gotta have a full backpack.
You know, that's when you know the booty championship is serious. Orange Cassidy was like, you can't have this for this interview, girl. I need the booty championship.
But we got the screen cap of it for 2 seconds. We had them both over my shoulder.
I love it. All right, so Willow, all right, I want to dive into Double or Nothing because that was a big night for you.
Yeah.
Being in the crowd and hearing the crowd reaction for you and Mercedes Moné and your match, it was nuts. Describe to me what it felt like being in the ring with Mercedes, but also having the fans and everybody just be so invested in it.
It was bananas. I think I've been wrestling for like 9 years. I'm coming up on 10 years now, and I've obviously experienced like the whole range of human emotion. I've been like ecstatic, super jazzed. I've gone through like depressive episodes in wrestling. I've been nervous, obviously, but I don't think I've ever walked into any match with as much of like a ball of like everything kind of going on at once, like holding a space within me. I was like, I think I might puke just because I'm so just like overwhelmed by everything. And another really interesting thing is I felt like an underdog going into a match as champion, which is like I didn't walk out a winner in the traditional sense, but like I think I had a really great showing against one of who I would consider like the biggest stars in wrestling, but definitely like women's wrestling of this era, and I have so much respect and admiration for her. At that time, you know, we were toeing the line. I was like, you've pushed my buttons, you've crossed my personal boundaries. So I wasn't really feeling too respectful that day, but now looking back on it, I'm proud of the reign that I had with TBS, the match that I had with Mercedes. You know, she's carrying on the face of TBS name that I took on, and I'm excited to see what she can continue to do as TBS champ. I think it put me in a great position in the eyes of all you lovely fans, and yeah, I think it's been great having her on the team, and I'm very happy that I got to be her first opponent at AEW. Yeah.
It's interesting to me because you said that you felt like you went into it as an underdog, even though you were the champion. But hearing the people, like when you came out, it was like people were going crazy for you. They were like, Willow, like screaming their guts out for you. Willow, as a competitor, and to get those kinds of reactions for you, knowing your growth from where, even just with the Mercedes story, it's going from that match that you had at New Japan where you won the title, but unfortunately, Mercedes got injured, to from that point on to the point where you were at a Double or Nothing. How would you describe that growth that you had within just that time period alone?
What's interesting is that I feel like a certain amount of growth becomes unlocked once people believe in you. And one of the things you mentioned, fans cheering for me and stuff, one of the things that I have always been really kind of fortunate to naturally have is a connection with the fans. Because for me, that's the root of wrestling. Yes, the in-ring, the athletics, the spectacle, the aggression, all of that is the core of the sport of professional wrestling. But the thing that people fall in love with is the connection. And so for me, that came really naturally. I think as someone who's always loved wrestling my whole life, I understand what you guys feel. And so we kind of have this flow back and forth. And I think once I had beat Mercedes the first time, people were like, oh, okay, this is a big deal. Now let's see what you can do, kid. And so I guess it was within me all along, not to be cheesy and corny, even though that's who I am. But I really do think it kind of helped unlock this okay, well, now you can go. Now you can go out and do everything that you've trained for and had within you all along. And that's I think the biggest part. And then being put in the situations of all right, well, you got to do this live now, kid. You are wrestling these big matches. You either sink or swim. And luckily, I swam.
You did.
Yeah,
you definitely did. I was going to say, I just feel like your star has just grown bigger and bigger, and it's been incredible to see. And what has it been like to have Mercedes in the locker room?
Well, she is definitely an intimidating aura because she does bring all this star power. And, she can definitely run her mouth, and she talks her smack. But at the end of the day, I think she's very, pro AEW women's division, helping push us forward. I've seen online, people will write down the data, oh, since Mercedes got here, you could see how much more time the women have on screen. And, at the end of the day, she's a cheerleader for us all. And I appreciate that. We're all pushing forward together, and for her to take the helms and actually help us get that, I think it's sick as hell.
It really has been so cool to see all of the stories going down, all of the matches going down for the women, and you obviously being part of that. It's been really, really awesome to see that. Now, we were talking about your growth, and one of the things that I do want to circle on is part of what I think worked going into that match with you and Mercedes were all of the promos that you guys did. And we've been seeing you get so much more promo time, whether it be in-ring, behind the scenes, you name it. People have really gotten to know you, Willow. What would you say is part of what has helped you get all of that promos and get comfortable with the promos and all of that?
So we have a great, creative team that does help us kind of be all right, how are you feeling? Literally, sometimes you get in front of a microphone and you're every 80s wrestling promo I've seen in my life, I'm coming to get you and I'm going to rip you apart. And, that is, us who've been wrestling fans for so long are well, that's what I see, and I'm going to regurgitate it because it's what I know, and that's, what's familiar and my, first, second nature. But we have, people backstage that we sit down and they're how are you feeling, right? You're a champion, and this woman just walks in and she's disrespecting you. How do you feel? And they kind of help you be yeah, you're right. This is how I feel. Not some kind of cliche of what a wrestler is. And personally, your buddy Will Washington has been a great help to me in kind of helping me figure out what that is. And Jimmy Jacobs is another person who is so creative and artistic, and has also helped me be okay, Will's helped me kind of find a way to figure out what I'm thinking in my head and say it. But Jimmy's also like, what's real? Like, really, how are you feeling? How do you get that out and show it? So those are like guys that I really appreciate working with, and have kind of helped me, like I said, unlock what is within. And of course, just going out there and being in front of a crowd, hearing them, that also helps like give me a little confidence boost and just let it all out. Yeah.
I love that. I really do, because you're right. I think if someone were to tell me, Denise, go right now, cut a promo, I would be like, oh my God, what have I seen on TV? And without even thinking of like what the premise, what the situation is, it's like just your gut instinct. I could just kind of yell or something, right?
Be like, oh, I'm gonna rip you apart. That's always my fallback, is like, I'm gonna rip you apart.
Yes. And it's good because you've got to think about this in layers and storytelling and the big picture and all of it. So yeah, I 100% get that. So I do want to touch on the fact that, you know, obviously you're right here sitting as a CMLL champion, going down to CMLL in Mexico. But here's the thing, not only are you doing all your AEW dates, not only are you doing now these Mexico dates too, but you're also in Japan. I mean, girl, I've lost track of your schedule. I follow you on social media. I see what you're doing. How the hell do you keep up with this insane schedule, traveling all over the world nonstop? And like, I don't even know, like, when are you home?
I love professional wrestling, as I've said. And for me, that is the thing that drives me forward. And I like being on the road. I like being busy, because my dad will tell me when I'm tired and like exhausted and stuff. He'll be like, you know, 10 years ago, there was this young girl, well, not a young girl, a young woman, who said to me, Dad, I can't wait for the days when I am tired from being on the road for so long. Like, I want to do that. And I was like, I want the grind. And when I'm really feeling it, now that I'm living it, I'm like, that was a stupid girl. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. I love being everywhere. I would have never been able to see other countries, see even parts of the country that I live in. I'm on the other coast. I'm an East Coast girly, Long Island. I would have probably not had the opportunity to see over half of the things I have seen, if not for professional wrestling. So as tired as it makes me, I am grateful. I love it. And meeting different fans from all over and seeing how they react to that is one of the biggest joys in my life. So I will keep tiring myself out if I can keep doing stuff like this. Yeah.
And I feel it's one of those things that when you get older and you look back, once you're in the granny days, and you look back at it.
I want to be an old lady with cool stories from the road so bad. Like, I can wait. I will enjoy it while I'm here. But I know when I hit like 70, 80 years old, I'm like, back in my day, I flew out to Japan. I was there for 2 days. I don't know why I have this accent all of a sudden as an old woman. I was there for 2 days. I whipped some butt, had some drinks. Didn't even sleep, just got on the plane drunk, like stuff like that.
Your grandchildren are going to be like, oh, there goes Grandma Willow. She's lost her mind.
Crazy. And I'm like, no, this really happened, guys. I was so cool.
It's because she was a wrestler. They're going to blame it on that. But Willow, that's so freaking awesome. I'm so happy for you, and I can't wait to see you defend this championship. Before we get into our game, because I do want to play this fun game with you, but before that, AEW All In is happening in a couple of weeks. Now, I want to see you, girl, on that card.
I do too. I would also love that. Last year, I had this big chip on my shoulder because I kind of had this feeling like you never know what's actually going to happen until it happens. You could find out the week before, like, oh, I'm on the show. But I had this feeling, I was like, I'm not going to be all in this year. And that's something I'm okay with. But I watched the show alone on my couch, and I was like, next year, I'm doing everything in my power to have a presence that, like, you should see me there. So right now, I don't know. I don't know what the plans are for me. I'm trying. I would love to be there. I think I've made a pretty good case. But regardless, it's going to be a great show. If I'm not there, I will sit on my couch alone and watch it again. Proud of the team. Yeah, go AEW. But I'm gonna do my best.
Well, I'll speak for the fans when we say we want to see Willow Nightingale on All In, everybody. Get her to Wembley. All right, well, before we wrap up this interview, I want to play a fun Never Have I Ever game. Okay. And I'm going to ask you different questions from Orange, but we need to switch it up. We need to switch it up, all right? So let's do this. I'm trying to pick which one I want to do. So let's try this one. Let's do this one. Here we go. So you put 10 fingers up, by the way, and every time you've done something, you put a finger down, and that's how we go. So here we go. Question number 1. Never have I ever looked up an ex on social media.
Okay, so I'm not like, I don't have a bunch of relationships that I've been in, but like I'm still friendly with like my high school boyfriend. I look him up on social media from time to time. Yeah, sure.
Time to time. Let's go. Question number 2. Never have I ever played spin the bottle.
I've played spin the bottle.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Question number 3. Never have I ever used a dating app.
I've used dating apps.
You're already doing better than Orange Cassidy. Let me tell you. All right. Never have I ever broken the law.
I plead the 5th.
All right. But she put a finger down, guys. She put a finger down. All right. Never have I ever seen a ghost.
I don't think I've ever seen a ghost, but my mom, she's in tune to stuff like that. She has. She definitely has.
All right. Wait, so
but not me.
Yeah, technically, yeah. So keep your finger up for that one. Never have I ever told a secret I wasn't supposed to share.
Probably.
And never have I ever flirted just to get something I wanted.
No.
No, okay. Never have I ever created a fake social media account.
No, actually, it didn't even occur to me that like I know burner accounts or whatever, but it didn't even occur to me that like, oh, people make these. They go. I was like, oh yeah, that's weird. No, I've never done that.
It's super weird. All right. Never have I ever had a surprise party thrown for me.
I've had surprises. I don't know, but I don't know that I've ever had like a full-blown surprise party. Yeah.
It's up to you. Do you want to put your finger down for that one?
No, somebody throw me a surprise party. I want a little jump scare of excitement. Yeah.
I love that. All right, and here's the next one. Never have I ever broken a promise.
I have broken promises because I love to make people happy, and I overextend myself, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this for you, and I promise I'll do this, and I'll do this, and I can never do it all. Unfortunately, I'm not proud of it, but I've done it.
So Willow, how many fingers do you still have up? Four.
These are the things I've done.
I was gonna say 4 fingers left. Orange Cassidy still had 7 by the end of it.
I'm interested in what his questions are. I'm gonna go bug him and find out.
I was going to say, oh my God, that was too funny. All right, well, Willow, thank you so much for playing this game with me, for doing the interview. It was so nice to chat with you, and I can't wait to see you at All In, all right? Let's manifest that. It's happening. Let's do it. All righty, everyone. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Take care.